The University of North Alabama has been educating students in the music and entertainment industry since 1975. One of the first programs of its kind in the country, and the first in the state of Alabama. We've got a lot to be proud of as we celebrate the program's 50th anniversary. We want to share some of the alumni and their UNA stories.
Everybody wins when the product that you're trying to produce is as good as it can be. That's the result of collaboration. That's the result of people seeing one another, valuing one another, and ascending to something bigger than the sum of its parts. My name is Lee Taylor, and this is my UNA story. I am originally from the Shoals area, but I grew up mostly in Pensacola, Florida. I've played music since I was about 11 years old. I wanted a drum set for Christmas, and my dad bought me a guitar. And so I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. And then I played Christmas Eve. I played till about 3 in the morning. I was obsessed with it. I thought it was great. And then never stopped. Played music at church. Then I started writing songs as a high schooler. Got really into that and played in a couple of bands. Whenever I was looking at going to college, I started taking music really seriously. I didn't read music well, but decided before I graduated high school that that's what I wanted to do. And so I took a shot, moved here in 2006. And that's where I really started to play a lot more. After I became a student here, I started getting opportunities to play a lot of places and join different bands, and all of those kind of things started to happen after I moved to Florence. My favorite class was probably our songwriting class. Bob Garfrerick taught that class and just learned a lot about structure and the kind of things that I just hadn't really thought much about. I just kind of made up the rules as I went, as most people do whenever they're first learning to write songs. And my favorite experience as an undergrad was probably working with Singing River Records. I got to be the first artist that we produced, which was really great. I was just learning how to write songs that I actually wanted to listen to and that I could sing myself, and that was a really great experience to have right out the gate as a songwriter, to be able to produce an EP and have a release show and build a network immediately of other students at UNA who were really great musicians. And I got to know everyone on campus really fast because my first year here was spent producing a record. So that was a really great experience and taught me a ton. I probably learned most of what I learned at UNA in that semester because it really epitomizes the program, the entertainment industry program, in that there is not a day where you're not getting hands-on experience in some form or fashion. So going from having only recorded on my laptop to producing a full EP and doing a release show, doing the artwork, lining up press, nothing gargantuan, and but to a 19-year-old, 20-year-old student who's never done any of that before, it was overwhelming, but in a great way. It was overwhelming in the sense of just all of these opportunities sort of coming my way out of nowhere, and rising to the occasion to sort of learn those things really as quickly as I could in order to make a good product. It taught me that I can respond to things and act quickly and be creative. You just kind of learn to figure out problems, and that's really what the professional creative world is just constantly solving problems in order to get the best product possible. That experience was so special because it was our professors were very helpful in giving us the resources that we needed, but they did not hold our hands. They said, anything you can do on your own, you're capable. And I was taught that at a really young age, really early on in my college experience, and it gave me a tremendous amount of confidence to say, well, if I can do that, I can probably figure out these other things. And so to have that experience and to let students fail, but fail in a good way, or solve problems through those kind of projects, it gives them a lot of confidence to say, well, next time something like this comes up, I know I can handle it. One part of doing creative work for your job, a big part of it is learning how to solve problems. The other part of it, and might be even a bigger part of it, is learning how to collaborate and work with other people and compromise and understand what people are trying to tell you and execute every angle of the vision that's in the collective of people that are working towards something. projects like the EP, recording an EP and doing a release show and doing press and the artwork and all of those things that I was in the middle of, I was learning how to communicate what I wanted to people that I needed help from. And I was learning how to receive criticism and the things that what I was maybe suggesting weren't going to be practical or weren't going to be ideal. I didn't realize I was learning all that at that time, but I was. So I got credited as a producer as well as the artist. I had no idea what a producer was. And to be honest, I still don't really know what a producer is. But I think at the end of the day, that's what a producer is just the person who just solves the problem and just figures out a way to get the thing past the threshold and say, it's done, let's move on. And that's what I was doing. I didn't realize that's what I was doing. I didn't feel like I had really any other choice, but that's why those environments are so good for students. And it was so crucial for me was you don't really have a choice. You have to figure out how this is going to work or it's not going to happen. So you got to figure it out. And so, what a great environment to do that in with your peers, with other students, but also with people who care about you. If you fail, it's not the end of the world. It's a learning experience. So what a great environment to learn all of that in, as opposed to just jumping into the industry. We figured it out and it was great. I remember it being a really big success and it was, at the end of the day, it was just really fun and enjoyable and rewarding. So what's better than that? UNA was instrumental in where I'm at today because I wasn't from this area. It introduced me to the Shoals. I was familiar with it, but I didn't really think of it as what it really is, which is a fantastic place for opportunity for people who are eager and wanting to try their hand in creative work. It's a really great nesting ground for that. So UNA introduced me to the Shoals area. But my time as a student taught me everything I needed to know about how to collaborate with people, how to push through adversity and through challenges that naturally arise whenever you're trying to do something cool. And it taught me how to network. It taught me how to sit with other people who are from different countries and different parts of the world. I mean, college is just the best for that. UNA is great because it's not such a large school that you get so swept up in it where you just kind of find your niche and stay with that for 4 years. And it's also not so small that that's the only people that are going to college with you. It's this perfect size of a school where you're sort of forced into different social circles to talk to people who are interested in different things or have maybe different beliefs or different ideas than you. I think UNA was perfect for me for that reason. And then the professional development that I got out of that, learning how to project manage, learning how to take creative risk, and learning how to network. I did all of that. I learned every bit of that here. I think the entertainment industry program at UNA is special from others in a lot of the ways that UNA is special from other schools in general. It's a big enough program where you have all of the resources you can imagine. You have a world-class studio space. You have world-class instruction, people who have worked all over the world and have decades of experience underneath their belt. But you're also in a small enough community where you can get to know everyone really quickly, and you can kind of find what you're looking for without having to scrape and claw for it. And you're really well networked because the program is not overwhelming in size. You have a really nice tight-knit community of like-minded people who you're trying to do a lot of the same things. The faculty here embody what makes UNA special in such a specific way because they're so hands-on with their students. They're so accessible. They're so approachable. They're very nurturing. They're very patient, but they also know how to bring the best out of their students in a good competitive way. They see potential in students and they know how to extract that out of them and give them projects that are going to pull out their best work. I think that there's other programs that are probably bigger. They're way more expensive. And that's okay, and that might be right for some students where they want to just go into the biggest pop possible, be a number, and get kicked around for 4 years. If that's the experience you want, that's not UNA, and that's not this department. My advice to anybody who's wanting to pursue a career in the entertainment industry and in creative work in general, whatever that might be, anything that you're making cool stuff for people to consume. My advice is go to college. That is my advice. Go learn how to do that in a safe environment where you can take a lot of risks and learn a lot of new things really quickly in a group of people that will support you and give you the resources that you deserve. Education in general helps you define who you are, what matters to you, and gives you a community to help you develop those ideas and fortify them before you just jump into the world and start taking orders. So I just think that it's so important to find that experience for yourself, give yourself the time that you deserve to develop those things, and then you'll be all the better for it.